Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Doula. Yo, it's been a minute, but I don't know. It's beautiful sunset going on over there, and I thought this would be a great time to just share more of my story. Um, I, I, I always forget where I left off, but I'll share what's on my heart. Um, this past weekend, Resurrection Sunday was celebrated, and it's really something because we find ourselves um, in different spaces and different places and doing different things. I think one of the things that I wanted to point out, I had a conversation with someone near and dear to my heart, and there are just certain songs that resonate with me. Um, Being a child, hearing my grandparents sing them, hearing my mother sing them. And this will be short, but I wanted to point something out. In our spiritual journeys and whatever we're doing, we really don't owe anybody any explanation for why we're doing what we're doing, why we believe what we believe. We don't owe anybody an explanation for why this song resonates with me and another thing doesn't. Or we don't, one of the things that I realized was that, you know, with Western culture, there's so many absolutes. That's what I'll talk about briefly. There's so many absolutes. There's so many things where it's either this or that. It's either heaven or hell. It's either, now let me be clear, there's a duality to our universe, light and dark and things like that. But from the context of the universe, they always served a purpose. A lot of these extremes of things and looking at the world in a certain way causes more mental turmoil than it needs to cause. Um, I believe that we can listen to our spirits. I believe that we can listen for what resonates with us and we can go with that. Um, Whenever we're dealing with the extremes of things are what causes people it causes that cognitive dissonance. It causes people to feel certain ways about things, and it's just unnecessary. You don't owe anybody an explanation for what you believe or what moves you or what you choose to do. You just don't. One of the benefits of being in a global society where we're all mixing and mingling and our understanding of things, we can look at things from different perspectives, is that, you know, I can listen to myself and I can see what resonates. Honestly, this video is not coming across the way I want it. If I could just say one thing, this is what I'll say. These extremes of things, I tell people all the time, people want to decolonize their mind in so many ways. You want an easy way to decolonize your mind? Maybe I'll just make this point. First deal with these extremes of things. Who determines what right and wrong is? A lot of people will say, well, this book says this, or this doctrine says that, or this religion says this or that or the other. But all of these things are relative. Okay, governments fight all the time about what is relative. Cannabis is being legalized right now, but there are, dare I say, so many people in jail right now for selling cannabis. So the truth is relative to certain people, right? Families broken up because 20 years ago that was illegal. Now it's not illegal. So now you don't go to jail. Oh, but you just have to do it in this realm. All of these relative things, these things that's just wrong. Is it really just wrong? Or is it in this context that it is wrong? We need to deal with the extremes of things and be mindful of that. And I think I would say on my journey, that's the thing that I grapple with the most. When I see things that have me in extremes and believing that this way that I'm seeing something is the only way to view it, I identify that as a colonized mind. Because on the continent of Africa, if you were going to trade with different people and different tribes and different nations and things like that, you were going to have to respect the boundaries that they had in place when you went to visit that land. You were going to know this was their sacred place and this was their this and this was their that. And if we are in a place where we can't respect that different people have different ideologies and different ways of looking at things, and we somehow believe not only that there's just one way to do things, but also that the people who have oppressed the most The culture who has been most oppressive on this planet is the one that determines what that right and wrong is. And that in spite of disregarding what they said was right and wrong, despite what they said was right and wrong, they get to do the wrong. You get punished for. See, that's too much for me. So I don't have time for that. Go within yourself and begin to look at yourself. Where are your lines? Where are your boundaries? What's resonating with you? Take some personal responsibility back. Take your personal authority back, your personal sovereignty back, and stop giving that over to people. What you believe and how you choose to be as an individual is your choice. You don't need permission for how you're going to think. Think for your own self. Free your own mind, and the rest will follow. I think that's it. I think I'm done. It wasn't as clear as I wanted, but I hope it was helpful. You know, these extremes of things. Decolonize your mind in that area first. There's only one way to do things. No indigenous society believed that. Only this Western culture tries to convince us that we're wrong for certain things. I think that's it. I just wanted to put something out, and that's what's on my mind, and that's part of my spiritual journey. These extremes. Blessings.